received 2 weeks paid vacation, 9 sick days, and 5 personal days. This agreement's only from January 1st to the 31st. This is from January 1st to the 31st.
Right.
And this is the terms of this agreement.
That's going to have to obviously be taken out. Yeah, that obviously needs to go out.
Yes, I should get that board.
Okay.
Let's get
Yeah, that's not good.
rock and roll.
All right, welcome everybody. It's hard to believe that a year ago, about this day, I think, we started this adventure. So bear with us. All right, I better put my glasses on.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we'll call to order January 4th, 2017 Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting. Roll call, please.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
Member Alan Calloway.
Here.
Police Chief Don Combs.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Here.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements? I don't have any.
Nope.
I'll entertain a motion then to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Motion.
Second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Committee reports, Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
All I have, Mayor, is everybody should have a copy of December runs. We had 51 calls in December. Also, the next meeting, I should have my year-end report for everything in the year. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
All right. Police Chief Donnie Combs.
Thank you, Mayor. I got 2 officers that want to attend with the World Police and Fire Games this year to August. We've done that before in the past, previously. I want to send 2 of them. I've got money in my budget, I can pay out of it. I just want to prove to the board to go ahead that I can do that. 2 officers are Jeremy Shepard and Josh Martini. They both compete. They do very, very well. Shepard does weightlifting, bench press, and Martini does skeet shooting. They've done this before. They've come in first place, bring home medals. It's a good PR thing, good for the department all around. There's several different agencies that attend this, so I do have enough money in my budget to do that.
I did. I still. Where's that at again?
It's in California.
The motion that we allow them to go.
Can I get a second?
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Johnny, you going with them?
No, I am not.
They didn't ask you?
Get too late.
Okay.
Just everything I want to let the board know is I'm in the process of ordering those 2 cars and doing locally here at Hack Ford, and we'll get real close. It's in the process. That's all I have, Mayor.
Question real quick, Donnie. On the lead abatement, how's that going? Or have they looked at it?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
On firing range?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Yeah, Mayor, I passed out the statistics for the month of December, and I just want to let the board know that the other side of this paper is not used paper. It's actually statistics for the last 16 years, for FYI.
Okay.
Our total for 2016 was 1,982 calls. We did 161 calls for the month of December. Had actually a record year for 2016.
A lot of calls.
And that's the only thing I have at this time.
Okay. New business, Del Weldon, the contract renewals.
Thank you, Your Honor. In your packets, you have the contracts for the appointed positions. We, at the first meeting in January of last year, did 1-year contracts for these employees, and these are, again, 1-year contracts. The only contract that was not in your packets is the Brittany Dollar contract extension, and so the contracts for employment are Brian Messmore, Michael Abden, Karen Kettman, Judy McAdams. All of those contracts are just updated for 1 calendar year ahead of the prior contracts, and then the salary was increased by 2%, which was already included in the new salary ordinance and the new budget, which was passed. And the compensation agreement for Brittany Dollar, she is, of course, the clerk treasurer accountant. She is currently non-union, but during union negotiations, a union clerk treasurer accountant position was created for her. However, procedurally, she has to bid on that, just like any union position, and so her contract was extended through the end of the year. What I would ask is for the Board of Works to extend her for this month, January 1st through January 31st, to allow her to go through the bid process. The contemplation would be that she would make her current salary unless and until she's awarded a bid. If she is awarded that bid, then she would move into that position and begin her new salary. Again, all these are appointments that have already been made, and all these are salaries that have already been passed and approved in the budget and the salary ordinance. We would ask that they approve tonight.
Okay. If we don't have any reason not to, I guess we could do all 5 at one time, since they've already been approved financially.
I have one thing. On number 5, under Brittany's contract,
Yeah.
compensation agreement, just so that she does get to work in the month of January, because under, see, the term, it says from the first day of January 2017 till the 31st of January, and then under benefits, it says that she'll receive, under this agreement, she'll get 2 weeks vacation, 9 sick days, and 5 personal days, so that she has to work, and we strike that, and then bring that back up at the end of the month.
I think that,
Change it somehow to where it,
I think that would be okay. The only reason I left that in there is so
She
that,
won't have a contract at the end of the month because she'll be in the union.
okay, but I mean, okay.
I see what you're saying too,
I know what
Mooch.
you're saying there too, but
The idea was just that her benefits would continue to be prorated, but I don't have a problem taking that out. I think we can, her benefits would still be prorated either way.
It may not even have to come out, well, Dell, it may just, you may be able to just make a verbal agreement with her that she has, if she needs sick time or personal time or whatever, she can use whatever she needs, but then that would be taken from the rest of the contract for the rest of the year once she bids.
she's already got that built up anyway.
What I would propose is that I'll add one sentence that says, at the very end of that paragraph, prorated to a full calendar year. That way, it's prorated throughout the year.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be just for the month.
That'd be okay?
Yeah.
Mooch?
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Callaway.
All right. Okay, well, I entertain a motion then to approve the contracts as written now. As written?
motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
I've got a small
Motion.
request,
Sure.
and if it doesn't want to be done, that's fine, but I would like to make a request that Ms. McAdams and Mr. Abden come back before us quarterly.
That's already done.
We're going to do it?
Yeah, I already got reports coming to you guys on a monthly basis, actually.
Okay. I don't want to go through what we went through in November. It's a little uncomfortable for them.
Yep.
And I know what they're doing. I know they're earning their money. I'm not picking on them. Everybody in here knows I know them. But I think that when we did this, the whole group needs to know what we got going on. So
Well,
we
and
got that.
what we're going to do, Paul, is we're going to have a report generated on a monthly basis to be put in your packets.
Okay.
So you get, for every department. So the highlights of what's going on, so council knows on a monthly basis, and Mooch will have the same thing.
All right.
So will that be sufficient then, if it's done monthly? Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. We heard that when you made that suggestion, and it was a good suggestion. So it is being taken care of. Anything else, guys? Anything under old business? All right, well, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? That motion will carry. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. All right, parks and playgrounds as soon as we're seated.
Hold on, Cal.
I just need a minute to have them sign the contract.
Sure.
Thank you, Tyler.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Hold.
Sneezing?
Kick him out, Randy.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll call to order the Parks and Playgrounds meeting for January 4th, 2017. Roll call, please.
Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Mel Davis.
Here.
Member Randy Abner.
Here.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements? Guys? Just an announcement, I will make this announcement. The trees have been down up at the parks and such. The stumps have not been done yet. They're waiting on a freeze in order to get the equipment in on the ground, and then they'll start grinding out all the stumps. So in case you guys are wondering why those stumps aren't done yet, but waiting on it the ground to get hard, so. I'll entertain a motion then to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. New business, Brian Messmore, the bike program update.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to give council, Park Board an opportunity to ask questions and an update on the bike share program. We discussed it, it might have been November, and we're given the go-ahead to proceed. We are still continuing partnering with the City of Aurora through the discussions and the development of the program. The one major difference at this point is we're not in the development of a bike share program. That we've kind of switched to the purchase of a program off the shelf. Now, in saying that, the costs are the same, within pennies either way. So that's not an issue, and the reliability is much higher with a known system that's been proven. These things are, you download an app on your phone, you put your credit card information in, and it charges your credit card, and the use will go into a bike share program account that we can use that money for maintenance and along the way. So when we talked about developing that ourselves, it kind of got a little bit bigger than it needed to be, plus the fact that you could buy off the shelf for the same price that we could maybe develop one. So that's a distinct difference. Everything continuing for hopefully an opening in April 1st. Just in general, the original appropriation of around $25,000 would probably get us through year 3 with fees, and I'm assuming that with user fees there'll be a balance in there that would carry us into year 4 and 5. I just want to make sure everybody understands that this thing has another end to it. The life cycle on these bikes in a city is 5 to 6 years. I think we could probably extend that here locally, because I don't think it's quite like it is in a city where you're picking it up in a location and driving it down through town, and I just don't think the wear is going to be like that. But so everybody's, got the same understanding. Probably 5 or 6 years life cycle on the bikes, of which the purchase price for 15 bikes is $18,900. There is we estimated $1,000 for annual maintenance. Don't know that it'll take all that. It may be something that we can figure out how to do ourselves. The bikes are, not maintenance-free, but produced to be as near maintenance-free as possible. They have a maintenance schedule that's provided with the bikes, so there's, adequate information to get started and to assume that these things would be reliable for 5 years. There is an annual software license renewal that is about, there's a discount, but it says $4,000 here, but again, that's, assuming we partner with Aurora as originally indicated, these things, that's split in half. So we're going back to the beginning, based on the original amount of money allocated to do this, we're going to get through year 3 or 4 without, I would assume, any additional concerns or appropriations. Can't guarantee it, but I think it's fair to know what we're, getting into. At that point, within 5 or 6 years, we'd be, have to consider whether or not there's enough money in the user fee program to purchase new bikes, or if we have an additional appropriation. We'd have to evaluate the program at that time and see if it was what we thought it could be and should be for our community. There are, I've run into several people who think it's a good idea, and of course it was part of the study that was done. I can't think of the name of that right off the top of my head. Palma. So, it's consistent with the things communities are doing to help, bring people downtown, keep people downtown, and move throughout their community. We're going to continue to search for sponsorship dollars to help extend our investment. I don't know what the top end on that is, but I'm assuming, I'm fairly certain that, we're going to get some participation in that. And then I guess at that point we'd, have to decide, make a go, no-go decision on the purchase of new bikes when that time comes and the continuation of the program. So that in a nutshell, just wanted to give you an update. The goal's still April 1st. Any questions?
Who's gonna have control of the finances of this operation if we're partnering with Aurora? Who's gonna be keeping track to know at the end of this cycle, they can say, hey, here's what it's done, here's how much use has been done, and here's what we need to continue?
We would be doing an interlocal agreement with the city of Aurora. We've asked Dell and
Their attorney.
Alan.
To, and I think they're kind of aware of it, to construct that agreement, and that and whatever language needs to be tied to that, all the money that comes off that card reader goes into that account. There's no place else it can go. And then we would have bank statements that, would be accessible and reviewable, on a monthly basis once this thing gets going. Probably a couple unknowns in that, but I think we can get through it.
Answer your question.
Appreciate it. I just want to make sure everybody kind of had a full understanding what our exposure is on the other end, and, I think, what might happen 4, 5, 6 years down the road.
What color will the bikes be? Orange and black and Aurora?
Well, some of the decisions are really tough in this. I mean, what are we going to call it? The River Cities Bike Share Program. I mean, so I think there's some of those kinds of things are still being tossed around in and the marketing and, where to put sponsor names on the bikes and/or, you can actually buy things that'll attach to the bike that, might say, Lawrenceburg Speedway on the side or something, but,
If I was you, I would make them a very bright fluorescent color for when we go try and find them.
yeah, so,
Come on,
Yeah.
Tony, what are you saying?
yeah. Oh, and-
Had his bike
yeah, and I
three
mean,
times.
yeah, and, we talked about partnering, and we are, I mean, it's been a good experience. I think all our cities will benefit from this opportunity, but originally, as we begin, it's gonna be, why is everybody laughing? It's gonna be a take and return,
Could be
not a
okay.
drive to Aurora and drop off. After a year, we'll evaluate it, and if there seems to be demand for that, we can, all you have to do is change the program, and you can drive a bike to Aurora and lock it, and it'll stop charging you. So, first year, we're gonna take and bring back, just to control the variables in the process, and then if there's demand for that, I guess, the serious demand for it any time, we can change the program.
Okay.
I'm laughing at the haircut.
Keep us updated as it comes, when we get the bikes in and such, so people can come take a look.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next item, I'll take the lead on, Brandon Lorton could not be here tonight. It's on the Lawrenceburg Hill Run. If you all know Mark Kaniga, who does this event, he's very anal about being timely, and he wanted to be the first person to ask for permission to do this run again this year. So what he's looking for, it's going to be on Saturday, August 19th. It'll be no different from years past. I think, Chief, you guys have already been abreast of what's going on here. I think what they're looking for tonight is just approval from council or from the Parks Board to approve the run and to move forward. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the Lawrenceburg Hill Run on Saturday, August 19th.
So move.
Second?
Second. Whichever one I'm not.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
As I jump-
That motion will carry. Thank you. That's all the new business I have, and I have no old business. Anybody got anything up here to discuss?
I'd like to ask a question. It's winter time, and at some point here, maybe the next meeting, I'd like to get a report on if we're doing anything on the pool or any of the.
Oh, yeah.
I had several people, little leaguers and ball players, and I've never been in this particular restroom, but as they're comparing the restroom closest to the community center with a lot of the other ones we have in town, and they said that it's about time that we do something with it. Mario, I've never been in it, but if we could get an evaluation on it, maybe we just need to refresh it. But it's always locked. I just never have been in it. I haven't seen it.
We'll take a peek at it.
And I just kind of would like a report on what we've got going on this winter, because it seems to me like it's that time of year where we need to be getting the pool ready and some of these little restrooms done and tidied up to be ready for the season coming up.
And the answer is yes, it is happening, but that's the kind of stuff that'll be told, be brought up in that report too. Yeah, but that's, the pool is being done right now as we speak. The bathrooms, I believe, are being redone.
Good deal.
So, see, people were listening to you over the last 12 months, man. All right, any other, under old business, guys, anybody? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the claims for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion will carry. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Utility Board meeting, I'd like to call to order the January 4th, 2017 City of Lawrenceburg Utility Board meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Mel Davis.
Here.
Member Randy Abner.
Here.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements, Olin?
No, Your Honor, I've got some, I'll cover them under committee reports.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Committee reports.
Thank you, Your Honor. I sent to you all a while back a message, multimedia message of the switch down at Walker Substation that had, squirrel initially got into it, compromised the insulator later failed. The crews have got that insulator replaced, so that substation's back in normal operations now. Also, we had our Customer Appreciation Day over the holidays. Had 5 people that were selected for that. I don't have the names with me, but seemed to be a good turnout for that. People seem to appreciate it, so thank you for allowing us to do that. Also, we have got all of the Center Street project has been completed. If you'll notice going through there, it's been paved over now in preparation for winter. I think Mario's kind of brought it to my attention. We've got some things that we need to address potentially in the spring with compaction, some things like that, but we're aware of that, and we'll be looking at that come springtime. I think there was also some issues with asphalt, but we're gonna address that in the spring. So in the springtime, if things start to develop, just be aware that we're cognizant of that, and we're planning on dealing with it. Also, we were able to round up enough materials to get the bulk of the lights on 48 and 50 operational. The heads that we have are now outdated, and they're quite expensive to maintain. So we've got some replacement bulb options that we're waiting on those orders to come in. When they come in, we'll complete the rest of those bulbs and have all those roadways lit.
Okay.
That concludes my reports.
All right. Any new business, Olin?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Old business?
Just one announcement.
Okay.
In addition to what's on the agenda, I passed out the IURC and the FCC packets specific to our fiber optics plan that we talked to in previous meetings. This is just informational in case anybody wants to see what it is that I'm going to be submitting to the IURC for approval. The CTA is one that we need to pay particular attention to. That kind of spells out the territory in which we're allowed to provide the services, and I believe currently it's 6 miles beyond our formal city limits.
Good. Okay.
That's all I've got there.
All right. Mr. Weldon, Hutchinson Roofing Settlement.
Thank you, Your Honor. If the utility board recalls, Ted and Ed Hutchinson of Hutchinson Roofing presented to the board an issue that they had with the billing that they had received from the utility dating back 2007, basically through August of 2016. They've asked us on several occasions to present this to the board for a formal vote. And I'll paraphrase, and Olin will be better suited than I will to fill in the details, but essentially, Ted and Ed Hutchinson purchased a building that had already been used as a machine shop, because based on the power needs of that building, compared to the power needs that Ted and Ed Hutchinson were contemplating, which was much less, the transformer was switched out, and they were placed into a tariff that was contemplated to suit their needs. It turns out that these years later, 2 things. One, they were never charged for the transformer or the labor to change out the transformer, and 2, the tariff that they ended up being placed in was a tariff that was higher than what their actual use was. They came back to the utility and expressed that concern, expressed the concern that they've been paying a higher customer service charge because of the higher tariff that they were placed in, which was much more than their actual uses. I think it's undisputed that it was more than their actual usage. I know that our regulations allow for a customer to request to be placed into a higher or lower tariff, a more appropriate tariff, every 12 months. Our customers have the opportunity to do that. And so during this period of time, the question is, I think whose responsibility was it to kind of make sure that they were in a tariff that was commensurate with the use that they had. The numbers from Ted and Ed Hutchinson, who again they did present to the utility board. They've spoken to myself, to Mayor Milan, to Mr. Clausen. They've been very cooperative. I don't think that's in question. They own and operate a fine business here, and they have done so for some time. That's kind of undisputed as well. They also have expansion plans. But the numbers that they've expressed to us were approximately $50,000 in what they deemed to be overcharges. There was some negotiation, and there was a vote taken in the prior administration to credit back to their account $9,000. Since then, I've been able to speak with Mr. Clausen a little bit more about this, and again, he'll speak for himself, but we've gotten somewhere in the neighborhood of $14,000 and some change, which would be a kind of a tentative offer from the utilities, my understanding. And then in discussions with with Ted and Ed Hutchinson, they're offering, or what they would like to see, is $20,000. So we're kind of at an impasse, kind of similar to the presentation that Mr. Lurie and Mr. Schwer made to the utility board. This is a little bit different because I'm kind of paraphrasing, and Owen will speak for the utility. I'm, of course, in a position where I'd speak for everyone, the utility, the mayor, and of course you as the utility service board and the council. So those are kind of the facts. These are customers and citizens, obviously. They wanted this to be kind of a follow-up discussion and some kind of action, and whether it's an affirmative vote or no action at all, but they would like some kind of an answer tonight, and if there are any questions, I can field some of them, but I think Olin will be in a better position to do so. So that's really all I have, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Clausen.
Are there any questions specifically that the board would like to know about this?
Yeah, what was the $14,000 based on?
The $14,000 cost to them? When we changed the transformer out, it was done on a Saturday, so there was some overtime involved. We didn't bill on the actual overtime. We billed on just what a standard installation would take for the transformer and the transformer costs at that time.
Was that in '07?
I don't have the paperwork in front of me, Mel. Whenever the work was done.
Dale mentioned '07 there.
I think approximately. That's the information I got from them.
If it was '07, at that time, that administration didn't allow the cost of the transformers to be charged. If I remember correctly, if it was a new business, the installation was free.
Well, I respectfully even have to disagree with you, Mel. In our general terms and agreements, it says quite clearly that customers are responsible for the cost of the transformers if it is a.
I think, yeah, but I think back in '07, Olin, that was when we put the new regulations in place. In '07, I don't think they were in place.
I can't find anything that supports that, Mel. All I can find that if it's a new business that didn't exist prior to,
Yeah, I know the
that we
orders,
can extend a credit to them
for
of,
the orders I had from the utility board, so.
well, I find that peculiar for a couple of reasons. Number one, we've had other instances where the State Board of Accounts has compelled even employees of the utility who received a transformer and underground services to pay out of their own pocket for those services. And so they've been very clear on what we can. I mean, that's a cash equivalent.
Yeah.
Transformer has cost, it's cash. We can't turn around and give cash to customers. It's quite literally, that's what it is. And so, in dealing with the Hutchinsons, they came in, we looked at the bill, and let me remind everybody that the utility doesn't have an obligation to go and to check people's bills and to make sure they're accurate, that they're in the right tariff. That onus is on the customer. And in our general terms and agreements, even prior to me coming here, it says quite clearly in there that a customer can come forward and request to be placed in a different tariff. and that we can do that, but under no circumstances are they due any kind of refund based on the charges that they had prior to. In the spirit of trying to be cooperative and working with State Board of Accounts, we asked for permission from State Board of Accounts to deviate from that and to go back the same time frames that we were asking people to pay us money, to go back those same exact time frames and return money. So we did something contrary to what the general terms agreements did, but we did it with the purview of State Board of Accounts, which I then brought forward to Utility Service Board, and they approved. Part of that was also the gifting of the transformer and the work that took place, which they deemed to not be an appropriate use of utility assets. And so we felt that the total price was $26,000, and out of that, we backed the cost of the transformer and the labor. Now, labor on that was a little over $4,000. And I did have a discussion with Dell saying that, the commodity items, the items that we pay cash for, such as transformers and things like that, the law is quite clear on what we can and can't do with those things. Wages is something different. Wages are budgeted for the year, they're accounted for. So my capitulation to that was, maybe we could give up the wages, the $4,000, but the cost of the transformer is something that anybody would have to pay. County's paying it now for the new transformer they've ordered. Tractor Supplies paid $26,000 for the transformer services that they've ordered. Pri-Pack, 60-some thousand. These are businesses that are coming to us asking for services. They're not new businesses, and we have an obligation to charge for those items.
So I think what we're hearing is now, today, it's clear that we would charge, and we do charge for the transformer as well as the install. Also in discussing things with Olin, and to credit the work that he's done, now we have a more robust system in place to help customers monitor when they may be in the wrong tariff, or when their usage when their billing may not reflect their usage. It's a discussion that we've had before as to whose responsibility it really falls upon, the customer or the utility. I think there's no great answer for that, but I think that Olin has worked really hard to make sure that we go down the middle, and we take some responsibility, the customers take some responsibility, and it's a joint effort indeed. I think
on that note, Dale,
Sure.
what we've done now is we literally check every single three-phase account on a monthly basis to see what their demand is.
Mhm.
And if we have customers who, for 12 months, have not exceeded the demand that is in the tariff, we voluntarily move them out of that tariff into the other. And we take a look at this on a monthly basis. The same token, if we have customers who exceed the tariff, that 50 kVA demand, on 2 occasions, they're moved from one tariff to the other because we have an obligation to do that. So we are looking at, on those accounts, all 600 and some of them, on a monthly basis.
Are you running this utility company right now in a lackadaisical manner that you expect the homeowners and residential people to know what they're paying, or are you going to audit every meter once a year? What is your plan going forward here?
So 2 answers. It is ultimately the people paying the bill whose formal responsibility it is to know the bill, understand it, and pay it. But I'm not naive enough to believe that the customers are proactively doing that.
Okay.
So we are doing that ourselves on a monthly basis.
Are there potentially some mistakes that can be made when a meter is hooked up and when transformers are hooked up that a customer absolutely would never, ever have a clue what's wrong with his bill?
The utility bills can be very complex to understand anyway. They are for people who are in the industry. To look at them and try to make sense of them is difficult at best. And sometimes our best guesses are wrong. I'll give you an example. Friendship Bank came in. The load calcs that they gave us, every indication was that they would be a demand customer, so we placed them in the system as a demand customer. We monitored their loads for approximately 3 months, saw that they had not exceeded the demand or come close to it, so we voluntarily moved them out. Some of this stuff is our best educated guess, but I mean, I think as long as we're looking at things and paying attention to the details, we can keep the mistakes to a bare minimum.
And I guess that was the answer I was looking for, we're paying attention to the details. As a utility company, we are paying attention to the details.
I believe that we are, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree, I certainly agree with that.
I think what the Hutchinsons are asking for is, okay, we've heard their side of the story, we've heard Olin's, and they're wanting a decision. And I guess what I'm asking for is there a motion to award them a dollar amount at this point?
Or your recommendation would be the 26 minus the 14?
And if we're, if we're thinking about things, in a way to try to come to resolution, in strict fairness, yes, that would suit it in strict fairness. But I can see the rationality behind removing the labor from that and increasing the contributions to them by approximately $4,000. The thing that I can't get away from is, when we have goods and services, when we have materials that belong to the utility that we've paid cash for, under no circumstances are we to give those to people without them paying for them. The only exception is a new business, and even then, we give a credit towards, for example, Friendship Bank, total project was $36,000, of which we gave them a credit of $21,000 or something, because we anticipated their revenues to be about that over the course of 2 years. And so it brought their cost down. And we do that as a way to stimulate economic development, and it's just a standard utility procedure. You'd find that, some version of that in almost every public utility you come across.
And so it sounds like where we are, correct me if I'm wrong, we're at 9,000, which was already voted on and approved. If we add the labor back in, we're at about 14 and change. And the only difference is the $9,000, which is the cost for the transformer. So, there could be a vote to stand pat at the 14 and change. There could be a pat to do something with the cost of the transformer to get to the 20 that the Hutchinsons feel is underbilling, or there could be any other vote that the utility board deems fair. But I can tell you that they believe 20 is a fair number. They believe that based on the customer service charges and the billing, which was more than what they used, and that they shouldn't have to pay for the transformer, which we've heard from Mel that it might have been policy not to charge then, even though it isn't anymore, that they believe that number was about 50 and they would be okay with 20, which is just coming from them.
Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to offer them 16,000, which would be the 26 minus the 14, and credit them 4 for the labor, which would come to 16,000.
16?
Yep.
Got a motion on the floor to credit the Hutchinson Roofing Company $16,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry. All those in favor?
Your Honor, could we, point of order, can you go through your numbers again?
The 26 that you talked about in the beginning, minus the 14, taking that off because of the transformer, but then added back the 4,000 for the labor. Is that unless the 14 doesn't include the labor?
The settlement prior to was 9,000 and change. Dale, do you have the numbers exact?
No, I don't have the exact numbers.
And the labor was $4,800 or something like that. So instead of a $9,000 settlement, if we took the labor off, it would go from 9 to about 15 or something, whatever the exact number is. I have the breakdown.
I'm fine with the exact number. I was just going by that number. That'd be 16, but if you have the exact numbers, that'd be fine, and I could rescind my motion and make it for the 15, whatever you guys got there. I'm fine with that.
What's the number that they originally came up with? Wasn't it 50,000 they said that they overpaid, or?
Yes.
So we're going from 50,000. We're offering them 16.
Yeah, the 50,000 number, it's not accurate. That was a guess on their part. It's not accurate. The further you go back in time, the less those customer service charges were. Back in the earlier days, they were $300 and some, not $618 like they are now. And so to think that in just a couple years more, they accumulated another $25,000 or $24,000, that's just not accurate.
Yeah, and I'm just going by what we've discussed here, the number minus the transformer, credit them back the labor costs. If Dell has the exact number, I'll rescind the motion and use that number.
To credit add the labor costs to the 9,000 that was already offered.
Take the
1,000 was already there. I think Owen's saying to subtract that from it.
No, bear with me one second.
Owen's already willing to offer them the 9,000 plus the 4,500 for labor. So if we want to, that's already on the table. So if we want to stay with that or if we want to add to that.
The way the motion could be read is that we add to our offer to them the labor costs that were associated with the prior deduction. So whatever we deducted off the 26 out of labor, I've got those documents that we add that back to the settlement.
Which would get us to approximately 15,000.
15 and change.
Would we better use the exact number, because I mean, 16's close, but...
Yeah, give me one second, I'll get it to you.
You can, you know what, you could round it. I don't think it'll.
16 sounds better than 15 when they want 20.
Yeah.
I mean, are we in a voting mode or in a talking mode here?
Vote has not been taken.
How can we possibly not follow the same procedure? What are we opening ourselves up for here? We're gonna deal, and I like these guys. I like everybody that we're having problems with. But how in the heck can we possibly treat one person one way and one another way? This makes no sense to me at all.
Mine is that we're trying to get back the people's money that didn't pay enough, but these people paid too much, so we're giving them money back. I don't know how that doesn't make sense.
It is,
Not the same story, Satch. These guys overpaid.
none of
The other
these
people
stories are the
underpaid.
same, Tony. They're all different.
These guys overpaid, the other people underpaid. It'd be the same way, if you overpaid, you'd be wanting your money back. I think anybody here would. So I can't blame them for that.
So what's your motion,
Mine?
Aaron?
I was
Yes.
waiting on a number.
Okay.
Is he still working on it?
Yeah, just give me one sec. $17,060.71.
17,000, what is it?
$17,060.71.
Okay. Is that your motion then?
Yeah, I'll rescind the other motion and make a motion to credit the Hutchinson Roofing $17,060.71.
That'll be done in the form of a check, or however they...
Yeah, that's fine.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Hold on, let me get to the ayes first. Okay. Mel? Aye. Did I hear ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Abstain?
Abstain.
All right, roll call, please.
Member Tony Abbott,
Aye.
member Aaron Cook,
Aye.
member Mel Davis,
Abstain.
member Randy Abner,
Aye.
member Paul Seymour Jr.
No.
It passes 3-1-1. Pay $17,060.71. Okay. Any other old business? Owen, you got any other old business?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept a motion then. I'll entertain a motion to accept the claims for board approval.
Move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Call the council meeting to order. Stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Okay, can I get a roll call, please?
Member Tony Abbott. Here. Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Mel Davis. Here. Member Randy Abner. Here. Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
Police Chief Don Combs.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Here.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen.
Present.
Mayor Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, under announcements, board reports, we'll go streets, alleys, and curbs for Mr. Cook.
No report, Mayor.
Just want to let you know, Randy, or Aaron, that the street sweeping schedule.
Carl
the
dropped
sign-
that off to me.
Okay, the signs are ordered
Okay.
for the streets, and we took down the 2-hour parking at the townhouse, what Steve had asked for, and I think it was it.
Letters.
Oh, and we dropped off letters to each
Yeah,
of
they
the...
texted me they got some today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we tried to be nice about it, so. All right, just so that's taken care of, so.
Thank you.
You had nothing else?
No.
Okay. Finance, Mr. Abbott?
They're all in order?
Okay. Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Seymour Jr.
I asked my question a little bit ago.
Okay. All right. And Fire Department, Randy Abner.
They're working on the ice guard at the firehouse, getting that taken care of.
Okay.
Thanks, Mario.
Okay, I got a couple of announcements here. Just so you guys, along with the monthly report you'll be getting, I'm getting together an end-of-the-year report of what's happened over the last 12 months for you guys to review, so that'll be in your packet. It may not be in the next one, it might be in the second meeting in February, but you'll have it as soon as I get it all put together. And then we got to thank you, City Council, from the school over there. It says, Mayor Milan and City Council, thank you on behalf of the soccer, cheer, and football programs. We thank you. Thanks for your support and help with the state rings. Thanks, and go Tigers. So got that. And then I do need for tonight, I do need an appointment for the sewer board.
Yes. I was on the sewer board, and it's just with the way I work, that's a middle of the day meeting, and it can be up to 2 hours or longer, and I just can't devote that time to it in order to do a good job. So if somebody else here is interested, Mel, you were...
That's what I was getting ready to say. I nominate Mel. I'll make a motion for Mel Davis.
I don't know if it's our nomination or the mayor's pick, really.
Well, I'd like to have somebody that wants to do it, but...
Didn't.
I personally don't care.
You want to do
I just
it?
didn't want to take somebody's spot that never experienced that before.
Anybody want to take it away from Mel?
Sounds like a good spot for Mel.
I'll second Tony's motion.
All right.
One thing,
You're appointed, Mel.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
Your Honor, the
Yes,
only
I'm
thing.
sorry.
It's on Tuesdays, and Mel, generally you're in Columbus.
It's on Tuesdays.
Can't do it.
Okay.
Good point, Olin.
Thank you. I'd forgotten.
Anyone else?
Doesn't have to be someone up here, or can it be somebody else? Like, been there, done it.
Mario.
We'll get somebody. You okay with me just appointing somebody then? I'll get somebody.
Mayor?
We'll get somebody. Brian, you like to do that?
He's interested in that.
I already got appointed.
Who's got his hand up?
Mr. Messmore loves the sewer district. So he's
Go
full.
with Mario, you had to
Yeah.
go earlier today.
Okay. We'll work on that for you guys, okay?
Mario's very well experienced at it, too.
I know it. I know it. All right, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Committee reports, Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Everybody should have December run totals. We had total 51 calls. Like I said, in the Board of Works, I'll have the year-end report that I'm required to provide, probably at the next meeting. All right.
Okay. Police Chief, Don Combs.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want the council to know, as I mentioned in the Board of Works, about want to send 2 guys to the World Police and Fire Games. 2 guys, Jeremy Shepard and Josh Martini. These 2 guys are very active in what they do. They do very well. Can count us. I don't know if I need another motion from the council to get this approved, or
I'm sorry?
I don't know if I need another motion to get this approved in council.
Money's in the budget.
Yeah, if the money's already in the budget,
Board of Works voted on it, that should be all it needs.
we don't have to appropriate anything.
Appreciate just want the council to be aware. And
Donnie's taking care of any extra.
Okay, great. I'm sure Johnny will help him out too.
We're getting local, they're at Hackford, and we're working with Steve Caldwell over there. I have a meeting with him Friday to get everything finalized and all that. I know I've mentioned this before, but our reserve program, it's top notch. I know I'm a little biased on that, but these are really good people that we have that are working. We're working at the Dearborn County Hospital detail now. It's being filled up, and really excited about it. Matter of fact, we just had a meeting at DCH today as a preparedness plan meeting with some DCH officials up there. Just some planning for what we do in Alice training, sort of things like that. So everything's going well. Beginning of the new year, things are working.
Good. All right. EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Yeah, just to run totals is on one side, and the totals for the last 16 years is on the other side.
All right. If I could go backwards a little bit, I just had a couple more small announcements. You guys got a list of the upcoming meetings for January. And then also, as you all know, we took the parking garage back over as of, about the 23rd, wasn't it? All right. And we got, we got security taken care of. We've got cleanup taken care of. If you hear anything out there, please let me know if there's something we're not doing. But I think it'll work out just fine, and it won't end up costing us any money. So, new business. I'm looking. We need 2 appointments to the redevelopment board.
I nominate Aaron Cook.
All right.
Tony, are you staying on it?
If I get nominated to it, I'll stay on it.
I'll nominate Tony then.
So Tony and Aaron are the nominees. Any other nominees?
Randy, you sure you don't want to go on there?
I'm fine.
We only do 2, don't we? The other ones are yours.
2, yeah. All right. I'll entertain a motion to accept these 2,
So moved.
Aaron and Tony, as the nominees. Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I guess we're not voting.
Motion carries. All right. Also, I need from you guys is a nominee for council president.
Randy Abner.
Poor Andy. Poor Andy.
Tony Abbott.
So council president Randy Abner is the first one. And are you serious in saying Tony then?
Yeah, I'm pushing
Okay.
Tony, yeah.
All right.
I'm getting on this one.
Any other nominees?
Anybody else want to do it? I'll nominate them too. They can be switched every year, can't it, anyway?
It can.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys, however you guys want to do it. Well, we got 2 nominees. All those in favor of Randy Abner?
Aye.
Aye.
He won by a landslide.
I hear you. Oh, I hear you. Okay.
All right, looks like Randy, you got it.
Okay.
We're going to take Randy's got
Somebody'd
it.
run against me, though.
It didn't cost you any money for the campaign.
Not this
Okay, Oh, just so you know, in light of taking over the parking garage, we know that there's people that park in there, and they had an agreement, or a handshake agreement with the tri-state parking. We're contacting those people and just getting them to sign off on a hold harmless, so we're not responsible for any damage to their cars. And then find out who they've been sending their monthly check to, so they can get sent to the right place. Next item would be Dell Resolution, ADA Resolution.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is going to be Resolution 2017-1. This is a resolution that we presented at the last council meeting. However, under advice of council, we've removed the names of the persons that would be designated, and I've replaced that with the ability for the mayor and Board Works to just make those designations. Again, we are required to have compliance with Title VI and with the ADA, and we are also required to name coordinators and directors and to have those posted to our website in order to be in compliance. And so we just need to make sure that we do that. So this is going to be resolution number 2017-1, resolution formally designating Title VI coordinator and ADA director and assistant. Whereas City of Lawrenceburg receives federal and state funding for municipal projects and activities, and whereas the receipt of these funds requires compliance with federal and state laws under Title VI and the ADA, whereas the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission requires that municipalities formally adopt policies and procedures demonstrating compliance with Title VI and the ADA. Whereas the City of Lawrenceburg has formally adopted such policies and procedures, whereas the City of Lawrenceburg now wishes to formally designate a Title VI coordinator and an ADA director and assistant director. Therefore, be it resolved, Common Council, City of Lawrenceburg, that City of Lawrenceburg hereby formally creates the positions of Title VI coordinator, ADA director, and assistant ADA director, with such appointments made by the mayor and the Board of Works, and continuing from time to time unless and until it is necessary to remove or modify such appointments.
I need a motion to accept resolution number 2017-1.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any other old business?
I've got a question. I might
Yes,
be
sir.
asking it at the wrong time. I'd like to ask for an executive session concerning personnel, employees, jobs. Didn't know whether to bring it up during utility or this one, so I'm just asking. We're gonna be doing some hiring. There is some job posting going on, and I've got some questions. So I'm hoping it's possible.
More of evaluation, you mean? The evaluation to the job?
I don't know how to word it. I'm just asking you guys
Okay.
if it could be arranged.
All right. Yes.
There's one other thing I should have brought up under parks. I got it in my notes, but I didn't bring it up.
Yes.
While we're got our minds on our racetracks and we're a new administration, my question is when's the last time that we as a city did a walkthrough on the racetrack to know how good a shape they're taking care of it and so on? I mean, shouldn't we be performing that every year at the end of the season or before it comes up? Is that something we could consider doing?
Of course, we can.
Doesn't Mario do that for us?
We do a walkthrough once a year.
Okay.
And usually the track operator has some needs or ones that sometimes it's 2 or 3 times a year.
Christmas list.
I mean,
But no, we can do that.
With it, so.
Good idea. All right, anything else?
No, sure.
We had a scheduled meeting for 5 o'clock Wednesday, the 18th. We can do that for the utility board, the evaluation, the employee evaluation, Paul.
Can we, can there be
Board of
meetings?
Works.
Can
Well,
or how about the,
We can have, both topics can be handled in one meeting.
okay,
We can just send one group out.
we give them 25 minutes?
Yeah.
And we take and bring the next one in?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, thank you.
That was 18th.
The 18th, yes, sir.
Starting at what time?
5 o'clock.
5, okay. Oh, I see.
It's on your
Yeah,
list, guys.
yeah, right on here.
All right. At this point, we'll entertain comments from the audience. Yes, sir?
Where the bike study located?
It hasn't been officially determined, but we're thinking that right inside the parking garage, directly across from the hotel, where they're undercover, and easily accessible, and I'm sure we can come up with some signage. But we're open to suggestions as well.
Dennis Hutchins, I think they should be, that's a good location because they're protected. But is there any chance we could put them up by up on top of the levee by by their plaza for the hotel guests to see them?
The answer is yes.
Maybe downstairs on the main
I mean,
street or something.
Again, the original idea was just to get them undercover. They do have, they do provide at an expense, their version of a shelter cover, but I'm certain that we could come up with something and construct something on our own.
Well, I just hate to see us, they didn't know they were there.
I agree. That's the downside of that, certainly.
You know, I think Dennis is, the main thing is this can all be changed, throughout as we learn, Yeah, good idea. Yes?
Mike Adams, he's scheduled to walk through the racetrack also for
Oh.
safety.
Okay.
Share that with Paul.
All right. Did you hear that, Paul? Yep. Okay. Anybody else from the audience? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second? Sorry. All those in favor? Thank you. Thanks for coming, guys. Yeah.
You might get John to do this racetrack there once we get into see if they can come
Replace them there.
We can.
They signed on that what we're doing is, what happens, what they do, some kind of procedure.
No, I said I need to get somebody in that knows the meters and the system, everything we're doing.
Mayor, we didn't approve the claims. We didn't a motion.
And none of them
Hold
qualify.
it, guys.
We're not done.
Hold it, 1 second.
We're not done yet.
I need a motion to approve the claims. I'm sorry. Second.
I'll second the
Those in
motion.
favor? Aye.
So here's the question. We had one.
In claim.
Yes, you can, Lee. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
We're
Diane.
done. We get it paid, okay?
Jimmy's leaving. Next time.
You're going now. Yeah, there are curveballs there. Since you're president.
I know who I am. I don't know who I am, but from day to day.
Oh, get somebody in here to learn the system and know what we're doing and basically understand how we're doing things. There was 4 people that applied.
Oh, I don't care about who's on. I care about who's on bid on.
How we looking?
Hey, real quick. Tyler's getting the lawsuit.
Okay, great.
We're good.
Thank you. You got all the contracts?
Yes.
They need to sign them, so.
I have to get a hold of them tomorrow.
No.